Hello everyone, welcome. We're at the Boxraw Sparring Club. Delighted to be joined by Alex Le Gavel, who's the head of community at Matchroom. Alex, firstly, it's really nice to meet you. Do you mind, for people who might not know like your job role, what it entails, do you mind just sharing what you do so that people have an idea?
Yeah, sure. So my role is all about Matchroom, obviously being the world's leading boxing promoter, and how we can give back to grassroots boxing all over the world. So, you know, we've obviously got a huge platform, we've got great resources, we've got fighters all over the world who people look up to and people want to be like. And we can use those people, we can use that resources, all those the platform we have, Eddie Hearn, the voice of Eddie and Matchroom and what we have, to really amplify the benefits of grassroots boxing. And, you know, as I say, just really develop the sport at all levels. And, you know, the stronger the sport is at the base level, then the stronger it will be at the top.
Okay. And how did you manage to get into the role of like head of community? Was it something you, because a lot of people at Matchroom sort of like work their way up, was it something that you did, or what's your background coming into it?
It's a funny story. So I'm here tonight with a friend of mine, Kieran Conway, the former British and Commonwealth champion. So Kieran's been a friend of mine for many years, and I've been fortunate enough to go travelling around the world with some of the mad fights he's had on Canelo undercards in Japan, all sorts. And I was actually in Dallas a couple of years ago when Kieran boxed Sissoko on the Canelo Billy Joe card, and I saw Frank Smith in the lobby of the hotel. And I went home and spoke to him. I thought, you know what, I'm not one of these people that wants to sort of like be a passenger. I want to be in the main event. I want to be working with Matchroom. I want to be making a difference. So I went and spoke to Frank and basically pitched like what I thought I could potentially do for the business. And you know, a few years later, we kind of bounced a few ideas around, and I'm here these days. I've been here 2.5 years now at Matchroom. So it's all about manifesting it, believing in yourself, and backing yourself. So.
And then before your role at Matchroom, what was it that you did?
I used to work for England Boxing, so the national governing body. So I was there sort of, you know, at the coalface of the sport, working with boxing clubs up and down the country, helping with funding, becoming more sustainable. And I just thought, do you know what, like, imagine I could do this at Matchroom. Imagine like the benefit of having that platform and working with Eddie, working with Frank, working with the fighters we have. We can make a bigger difference, and now I'm in a blessed position to be doing so.
I seen you on the Instagram. You were in, was it Philadelphia for Boots' last fight? What sort of work is Matchroom trying to do in America? Because I've seen like they signed a deal with Rock Nation. They're trying to really get their fighters over there. What was your like sort of role going into America? Was it helping the grassroots boxing gyms there? Just explain a little bit.
Yeah. So basically, we have a program in the UK with Empire Fighting Chance, who are our charitable partners. That program is all about building a network of boxing clubs and helping those clubs become more sustainable. So we help them with funding, we help them with business planning, all that kind of stuff. In England, we have 56 clubs, and everything we do in England, I want to replicate in the US. So going to the US, I've been there 3 times now to Philly and to obviously Atlantic City with Boots. Boots is someone that's very heavily focused on community boxing. He understands what the importance of grassroots and what it does in helping the next generation. So for me, that Philly is a boxing city, there's nowhere better we could first go in the States. We've got Boots Ennis as the front man and the face of that, but then also you've got your Joe Frazier's, Bernard Hopkins, the Rocky story, all of that kind of Philly boxing history as a place to go and to begin what we want to do in replicating that, what we do in the UK. It's the best place to go. So I was in City Hall, I was pitching to the City Council President about the work we want to do, and now we're at the stage of getting some funding for that programme and taking it over there.
And one of the things that like really stood out to me about Matchroom signing so far is how global they want to become. I mean, like Nishan Dev, the first Indian sort of fighter that Matchroom would have signed, he has got big hopes of becoming world champion over there. How important is it for you to sort of help these countries develop? Because India has, what, 1.5 billion people. It's a lot of people. So is that something you wanting to take over there as well?
I think it's absolutely massive. And I think someone like Nishan Dev is such an amazing, you know, as an example you give there, to be the first person from a country to be, you know, looking at forging a path in boxing and doing something like incredible to become a world champion. It takes someone to take that leap and to become the first, and then everyone else follows. So for us, in promoting Nishan Dev and promoting all these fighters all over the world, they're people that are blazing that trail for other people. You know, you look at what Tyson Fury's done for the travelling community, and Billy Joe Saunders, those kind of guys. We've got people up and down the country and all over the world that are blazing that trail and being the first to do something. And I think our job as a promoter is obviously to amplify that and you know, tell those stories and really inspire the next generation. And a big part of my role is all about doing that, inspire the next generation and find the next superstars.
I guess you can't do that on your own, right? So how important is it for you to grow that team? At the moment, is it just yourself doing it?
It's me, but also I've been very kind of like savvy in terms of you talking about business. I think very strategically. So I look at like what partners can I bring on board that are going to add extra capacity to what I can do. So we work with Empire Fighting Chance, who bring a huge amount to the table. We work with Street Games. We work with other different partners up and down the country, and we're doing amazing stuff. So in America, we've got guys that help us in again amplifying and building capacity, because I can't do it all on my own. And obviously the team is incredibly helpful. The fighters are incredibly helpful. But it takes the whole team to believe in that vision. Eddie, Frank, Barry, everyone. But yeah, it's about thinking strategically and who can you bring on board to support that vision.
And in events like this, I mean, this is awesome. Coming to the York Hall, this isn't even like boxing, it's sparring. How important is it for people like Boxraw to bring events like this? And does Matchroom help support Boxraw, put on more events like this? Like, how are you guys involved in this, or are you?
So in this, obviously, I guess the link is obviously with like Ring Magazine and obviously the event that's taking place tomorrow night. So I'm fascinated to see this. I've seen them taking place all over the world. And Saudi, I think there's ones in America they've been, all sorts of stuff. So I'm intrigued myself just to see kind of what this is. You know, they label it a sparring club. It's like, okay, let's see what these spars are like. To me, it seems like gym bouts, exhibition bouts, that kind of thing, with up and coming prospects. I know some of the kids that are sparring tonight, like Elliot Whale, George Crotty. I've known them coming through the amateurs, so I'm intrigued to see where they're at in terms of their development. And it's a new kind of format. It's a new way of building the sport. So props to Boxraw and props to everyone involved, and I'm excited to see what's happening.
And finally, just before I let you go, a big fight tomorrow night, Eubank and Ben. Who have you got winning?
Well, obviously I work for Matchroom, so I'm pulling for Connor, right? But I think it's going to be an amazing fight. You know, you look at the history of the dads. You look at the first fight and how amazing that was. It's a huge event. It's something that kind of transcends the sport. It appeals to the masses. So, you know, tomorrow morning we've got the Fight Day 5K. We shut down Oxford Street the last time we did this. So we're at Victoria Park tomorrow morning. Expecting 400-500 people minimum to come and run, and obviously big in Fight Day in a big way. So come on down if you want to get involved, meet some of the fighters, and it's going to be a massive event.
Alex, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it.